everybody. This is Super Ty. I'm joined with Comic Book Brando, and we're going to talk about all the cool books that are coming out on March 7th, which is tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. We're going to do all the books that we're going to be talking about. There's plenty more actually coming out. Tomorrow's a big week.
It is a very big week.
And as usual, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about, any books that you want to recommend as well, just put it in the comments, and we will answer it in the quickest and realest of times.
Rap with Cap.
Yeah.
Or Level with Daredevil.
Whoa.
Those are actual letters page columns.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rap with Cap. When was that from?
It'll have been like late 60s, early 70s.
Excellent. I'm going to start off with Batman White Knight, number 6 of 8. This is where it's all really starting to heat up. Batman's getting cornered by the GCPD with now their new allies, Nightwing and Batgirl. There's a lot of Batmobiles running around everywhere. Cool cameo Batmobile shows up in this. Man, and it has a pretty great last couple of pages that you are just not expecting happening in this at all. So, I've been loving the series. It's a very intense Batman story. It's awesome. So, check it out.
Angel says, sup, fellas?
Angel, sup?
Sup, Angel? The Walking Dead 177. Mercer here is on a mission that is somewhat thankless, and we also have a reunion in this issue. So, one of the most popular books. The drama never ends, even when they feel like they're safe, you feel like they're not, so dig in.
So that's by Robert Kirkman, and Robert Kirkman has a new book coming out tomorrow called Oblivion Song. This is a very cool book, and some very cool things happen in it. So essentially, 300,000 people in Philadelphia just disappear. Like, they're just gone. Nobody knows what happens to them. And it turns out they're in this, like, other dimension with monsters and, like, jellyfish-type things that walk on the ground and with big mouths. It's really cool. And this one guy is venturing into this other kind of dimension to go rescue people, but not everybody really believes in the cause. So it's a lot of conflicts happening there in here, and you realize why he's doing it, and that adds a little extra drama to it. I dug the hell out of it. I mean, he's done with Invincible, starting something new. I'm liking it. It's very crazy.
Don't we have like a super crazy edition of that out this week as well?
We do. We have a giant edition. It comes in a box like this big, and it has a big statue that is this image right here, made in statuized.
Statuized.
I'm going to make new words for it, but yeah, we have one of those. So if you are really into exclusive collectibles, that is one to get.
That's a rarity, so
yeah.
Scoop it up if that's your thing.
Scoop.
Scoop, scoop. Hashtag scoop.
Hashtag scoops.
Batman number 42. So the world knows peace and love and harmony because Poison Ivy made it so. That's right, she's in control of everything and everyone except Batman and Catwoman. They have eluded her control, and now they are forced to live in this world that is all happy and shiny. That doesn't seem like the best place for Batman, and they might have something to say about that. But what can you do when you got Superman looming overhead, basically just keeping an eye on them? And you've got the entire Justice League at your disposal. Poison Ivy is the queen of the world right now.
Yeah. Angel says, statuesque. I like statuized.
His word is real, yours is not.
Mine's fun. My next one is Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles number 3. I've been recommending this to every single person. I think this is one of the best new comics that has come out recently. It all begins with a TV interview and some cameos from some more famous people back in the day, back in the 50s and 60s show up. Not who you're expecting. I'm still rarely happy that Squidly Diddly is in this book. I'm very happy about this. It also has a really fun backup of Sasquatch Detective, which is a fun little story about a female Sasquatch who's also a detective. So, all of this makes this a great book.
Infinity Countdown number 1. So we are going to see where some of these stones are in this issue. We're going to follow Drax, who has the whole Nova Corps at his side, but they have a battle against insurmountable odds. And we're also going to check in with the Guardians of the Galaxy, who are facing off against the Gardener and his army of evil Groot plant beings. Big things happen. There's another character with a stone that we check in on a bit. So this little things happen, and you want to get this before you dig into the big Infinity crossover.
Nice. Brad says hello. I say hello back.
Well, hey, Brad.
The Wildstorm. This is Warren Ellis's kind of, sort of reboot of all of his Wildstorm stuff. This is the halfway point, and it's starting to heat up a whole lot. There's computer warfare, there's actual warfare, there's robot suits. I don't want to give away too much. If you've been reading this, you know it's a really wacky, crazy series, and it continues to be so in this.
Digital drama.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, a lot of that happens in here, actually. Also, there's a new thing in here called the Thunder Book, which I think is the perfect name for something out there.
Brad's excited about Gideon Falls. We'll be talking about that in a bit.
We'll be getting there in a second.
Tell us what you're excited about it, though. Harley Quinn number 39. It's like Penguin's making moves on Coney Island. Not Harley, Coney Island. He's got a whole bunch of rogues that he's brought in from Gotham to make sure that things go his way, including Condiment King.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It starts off the whole gambit by opening up a hot dog place on Coney Island, which
makes sense.
Sort of already has a hot dog place that's fairly famous. Yeah, awesome stuff. Harley's being kept busy and she can't attend to what's going on, so we'll see how this villainous clash ends up.
Avengers No Surrender, Part 9, issue 683. Man, a lot of stuff has been happening in this issue. Find out a little backstory on some characters that need some backstory. Very Jarvis-heavy issue. There's so much happening in this, I can't say anything without giving away a lot. Let's just say that at one point, the Beast goes on a flume ride inside of Jarvis.
Oh.
That's the best way to put it.
It's a good thing he never did that in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because Jarvis was still a guy.
Well, no, Jarvis, like he uses PIM particles and stuff. But,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a thing that happens.
Yes. I've been digging this a whole lot. There's always that cool little last 2 pages or something that talks about a character coming back, which you probably know what it is, but I'm not going to say it. So I've been enjoying this. I've been thinking this really fun. Jim Zub, Mark Waid, Al Ewing, they're all writing a very, very fun series with this.
Lots of characters, lots of things happening. Pretty wild.
Going in many directions.
Some over-the-top scenarios.
Very much so.
Amazing Spider-Man, number 797. This is the first part of Go Down Swinging. This is it, kids. This is the Dan Slott's final story arc for Spider-Man, and it's going to be a clash with the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Normie Osborn has a bad disposition. He's got a whole new mean streak, and he has a prisoner that he's going to find out exactly what he wants to know about Spider-Man. Pretty brutal, pretty great, and this one's going to set the stage for a clash of titans.
Angel, it does not rhyme with Wolverine. It's not that character. XMen Red, number 2. Jean Grey's team, after the last issue with a really crazy ending, they're kind of on the run right now. And a new character showing up called Trinary, Technopath. You're familiar with that term, right?
Yes.
Okay, so a Technopath showing up, so you get to find out a little bit more about this character that is going to be joining the team eventually. Some really fun moments in this, some more action-packed moments, some characters that you weren't expecting showing up. One I was actually very happy about. Didn't get a lot of play back in the day, I would say. Like, not a lot of action scenes. So I'm glad that that character is showing up. And I'm trying to be as vague as possible.
I see that.
Yes. Well, I don't like,
I got
don't
you.
like spoiling stuff.
I got you. Don't ruin surprises.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Ballad of Sang, number 1. This is a new series from Oni Press by Ed Brisson and Alessandro Michelli? I'm going to say Michelli. Imagine the best parts of sweet kung fu movies mixed up with The Warriors.
Okay.
The classic late 70s gang fight through New York movie.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a mute young ninja assassin who maybe was a little bit overzealous in his dealings with a mob boss. and now he's caught up in a whole heap of trouble. He's
A heap and helping of trouble?
heaping, helping of trouble. Southern fried. So he chops off a mob boss's arm and keeps it, and now the entire city's out to get him. So awesome, high-tech, violent, sweet sword play type action, skate punk, a little bit of everything there. Check it out.
I've been really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
Doctor Strange Damnation. This is where all the pieces are getting on the game board. We got Man-Thing, Scarlet Spider, Brother Voodoo, got Wong, we got Smells of Bloodstone, some Blade, the Vampire Hunter, we got Iron Fist, got some Moon Knight, got original Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze. They're all getting recruited by Wong to go help save Doctor Strange in Vegas, where Mephisto is currently having some fun. I'm really digging this. I think they might be just changing the art for each time, or the artist for each time around. This one is by Simon Kurdransky. You might recognize him from Black Eyed Kids from a while back. I think he's doing another new series as well. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's written by Nick Spencer and our friend Donnie Cates, and you can really tell which person's writing which part, which I think is pretty fun.
Angel says, would you say a plethora of trouble, Hefe? Classic.
But do you know what a plethora is? All-time favorite. One of my all-time favorites.
Super good. Captain America number 699. So, Mark Waid has Cap in the far-flung future, well, not so far-flung, future of 2025. That's really not that far.
Yeah.
All of America is under a dictatorship. We have a king, and they're very cruel. Captain America has a rebellious young group, and he's going to fight for the country that he still believes in, even when it's not really there. And look who else shows up.
Yeah.
The Hulk and the Thing. Pretty awesome stuff, and it's going to lead to the momentous 700th issue.
Yeah, bear with me. This one's kind of weird, and that's why I like it. It's called Stalker Prism. Alright. So, these people were living on this world, and this world was dying, and they get rescued by these kind of blobulous, that's another word I'm going to make up.
I like globulous.
Globulous aliens, and these people, they're allowed to stay alive and live on this other world by helping, nurture this clutch of eggs. That's the best way I can put that. And the main character, she's a little more daring, a little more brave and cunning than all the other human, I'm assuming they're humans, you don't really know. And she's getting recruited to do another job, and she doesn't really want to go. The artwork is gorgeous. The colors are insane in this. I really like character design, especially very original character design, and the way they do the aliens is very cool in this. It's a crazy book. I like it a whole lot, but it's pretty crazy.
Sloan Leon.
Yeah.
What's it called? Stalker Prism?
Stalker Prism, yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that myself.
Very cool book, very weird, very out there.
It's been a while, but we now have the
Globulesque,
conclusion.
I'm sorry.
Globulesque.
Do you have a thesaurus there, man?
He's just making everything
Johnny
you say
on the spot.
better.
Yeah, I know.
We have the conclusion to Frankenstein Alive, Alive. Steve Niles and Bertie Wrightson was creating an amazing sequel to Frankenstein, but we lost Bertie not that long ago. Kelly Jones, artist extraordinaire, stepped in and has done work with some of Bernie's layouts and created his own pages, and they now have a conclusion to this story. So if you thought you'd never get to see the end, that is possible now. It is here this week. I've read it. It completes the tale. It's a beautiful ending. Get it.
Hes West, number 36. Man, a lot of machinations are coming to fruition in this issue. You got Wolf and Crow, the two Native Americans from the Endless Nation. They are now kind of in charge of the Endless Nation in one form or another. We got the burning of the White Tower. We got Death having a nice little camping trip with, his son, who is also the Antichrist. A lot of stuff's happening in this book. I'm not going to lie, I really need to catch up with this series, but I'm reading this issue, I'm kind of kicking myself for not staying on top of this because I'm remembering now why I love this book so much. This is one of those things, you know, when you're reading so much, you're just like, hey, I'll get back to this in a little bit, and it just fell back.
Well, now you're inspired to spend part of a day just plowing through and getting caught up.
Yeah, that might be my next Sunday.
Yeah, that's the thing I like to do. If I fall behind on a series, I'm like, all right, 2 or 3 trades.
Yeah.
Zip through them all. Spend a good couple hours with a drink.
I kind of want to start all the way over, and because it's been like 2 years since I've read the last volume, so
I've definitely done that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 Bullets, I think I started over 3 times the entire time it was coming out. That's pretty good, right?
Angel, you're on spot today.
This is the source. It's called the internet.
Yeah. I like Blobulus still.
Here you go, Brad. Gideon Falls, #1. So this is the new Jeff Lemire book from Image. He's reunited with Andrea Sorrentino, who he worked with both on Green Arrow and on Logan, Old Man Logan. So this is them doing their own story, though. They want to not use company characters. They want to do something of their own. And this is actually a story that Lemire's been working on or had in his head for the past 20 years.
Really?
He said he started working on it in 1996. A little ash can with this character who's obsessed with like little trash that he finds around the city. He sees like a connection, and to the point where he can even like sort of pinpoint where the next important piece of scrap or trash is going to be. He's cataloging it, he's figuring it out, but everyone thinks he's crazy.
All right.
Plus, there's a priest that takes over for another priest that, or a minister that didn't have an ending that he was made aware of.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. You know, it asks about evil in the world. Cool, unusual, different kind of book. Just like Lemire is known to do. So, give this one a read. Try this one out. It's really good.
Did you hear the announcement today
I didn't know.
about Jeff Lemire?
Mm-mm.
He's going back to Marvel for, he's going to start the Century back up.
Oh.
And I'll be getting into that in just a little bit, too.
I'd heard some buzzings about the Century.
Yeah, the artist that's doing Avengers No Surrender and Jeff Lemire is going to be doing the Century, which I'm very excited about because I like that character.
Nice.
Wigan and Divine, this is issue number 34. This has some history, especially about Ananke. It starts off 6,000 years ago, and then it jumps back into today. And it's more of a thought-provoking issue, not an all-action issue, which I think they do very well. They can switch on a dime when they're doing issues like this, where it's just like, okay, time for exposition, and then the next issue will be like, everybody's head's exploding. So, way to go, guys. I'm digging this. Every time I think I haven't seen enough in this book, oh, wow, they just throw out way more stuff in there.
Brad says, 100 bullets like a mofo, yo.
Yo.
To which I say, yo. Brad's actually the one who got me into 100 bullets.
What?
He gave me the first trade. He said,
Really?
I was flying back to Texas. He says, take that with you, read that. And I read it. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. So, yeah. Thanks, Brad. The Highest House. This is an all-new magazine-sized comic from IDW. I'm not even really sure what to expect from it. It's got beautiful artwork. It looks like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, a time long ago. I didn't get a chance to read it, but pretty intriguing. Just look at that house. I want to live there. And I think, what I understand is like stuck, you know, has to be in this house at all times. I need to find out more about it, but it looks pretty amazing. I think that's going to be for fans of Lock and Key and that kind of story.
When I was looking at it, I got a very island vibe from it. So, I always love it when Marvel does this, the True Believers, where it's just like classic issues for $1. Well, Venom's picking up steam, you know, for obvious reasons, you know. And so there's 2 actually that's coming out. There's this one, which is the first appearance of Venom, as well as another one called Symbiosis, which was the first, I think it was at Web of Spider-Man 282. Is that the first black costume out of Secret Wars? Or was it 152?
Well, the first black costume was Amazing Spider-Man 252.
That's what it is.
All right.
So that's the other one that's going to be $1 as well. If you ever want to, I like these because you know, I might buy a couple and give to my friends' kids. You know, be like, hey, here's comics. Then, you know, and then I got, you know, customer for life.
Cheap comics to just give away, and they always reprint classic stuff.
Yeah, I honestly never got to read the Amazing Spider-Man issue 300, and I got to read it today because never knew what happened in it.
Did you spot the Felix the Cat?
I did not see this Felix the Cat.
It's right there.
Oh, I did see the very crazy looking thing.
Yeah, that was
and
late 80s thing.
And a saucy Mary Jane.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane would hide Felix the Cat in every issue.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Heavy Metal number 289. This is the sci-fi special. This includes stories from Bilal. You've got, blanking on his name. I'm just going to look it up. Richard Corbin. I got his name. Richard Corbin, and a very intriguing story from Grant Morrison and Benjamin Marra.
Oh!
With
those crazy kids.
Some surprising characters showing up in that. Let's see if I can just show you who that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Sure.
All right. I'm intrigued.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Whenever he shows up.
I love heavy metal now because it's so much like it was in the original days.
Yeah, and there's a really cool art portfolio at the end of that of these like robot kind of people that I really liked a whole lot.
Yeah, interviews and all sorts of goodness in there.
Super Sons number 2, the little book that could. I love this series. It's just so sweet and also action packed. It's, you know, John, Damian, kicking butt, taking names. This story arc actually had a lot of really fun things happen in it, especially Damian prematurely aging to a 90-year-old man, so he's the same height, but he's just really old. And this also has the Planet of the Capes storyline, where they go to an alternate world where superheroes are more of a conceptual thing that could become real. It gets really strange, and that's why I like this book.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Battle Angel Alita gets the second volume of her awesome hardcover reprints. Long been out of print. So we're finally getting these stories back before the movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
These are beautiful editions, and very excited to read this story for the first time. Love did not work out so well at the end of the first volume.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to try her hand at a sport.
Okay.
Sport on, what it's called? Motorball.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like pits cyborgs against other cyborgs.
Interesting.
It's cool.
I'm really excited about this book. This is by Jamie Hernandez, The Dragon Slayer, Folk Tales from Latin America.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a hardcover edition and a softcover edition that's coming out tomorrow. I didn't get to look through it as much as I wanted to just because of time restraints, but I like hearing folk tales from other countries and other cultures.
Well, and Jaime is one of my favorite artists of all time, and it's really interesting to see him do like a cartoons type style.
It's more cartoony than usual.
Well, his style definitely lends itself to do that. So to actually see it, it's like, oh, that's pretty perfect. Because they'll do like a panel here and there that they, everyone has sort of like cartoony expressions.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
So, awesome.
Amazing artist. So this sweet collection in soft cover collects, it's Batman by Neil Adams, Book 1. And this has his early World's Finest comics and Brave and the Bold stories, including some of the covers he did for books he didn't do interior art for. But this is like the earliest Batman stuff he was working on. We're going to get more of his stuff later on, but if you ask me my favorite Batman artist of all time, I'm going to say Neil Adams.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's not even really close. I mean, Brian Bolland's probably the second.
See, he's mine. That one's mine.
Norm Brayfogel's up there. Jerry Robinson for the old stuff. But, like, Neil Adams, just perfect Batman artist.
Speaking of the Century 10 minutes ago, they are finally reprinting the original Century book by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee. If you don't know the history of this, it's actually quite funny.
It's a pretty awesome story.
And awesome. Paul Jenkins convinced Stan Lee to say, oh yeah, this first character before I ever did the Fantastic Four was called the Sentry. And they just found it on a filing cabinet, and then they decided to make a new old character. But that never was the case at all.
They even preceded that with like a little snippet in like Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like
Crazy.
a fake artist that like they got a sketch from, but I think it was John Romita Jr. that like kind of like fudged it a little bit.
No.
So if you've only really read Century stuff from recent years, it'll behoove you to read this because this is really deep and a really big thinker. It also has these very cool one-shot issues by different artists, not just Jay Lee, that, how did SpiderMan in the Century meet? How did the XMen in the Century meet? Or all these different characters. Very awesome. Kind of gets dark. The artwork is gorgeous. If you liked their work, that book they did, The Inhumans, then you will definitely like this as well.
Yeah, that was a great book about the most powerful superhero in Marvel history.
The Golden Guardian of Good.
Power of, what was it, 10 million suns?
10 million
or something like that?
exploding suns.
Suns?
Yeah.
Super good. Batman and Harley Quinn by Ty Templeton and Rick Burchett.
Another tie.
Another tie.
I must destroy him.
Oh, goodness. Things escalated quickly.
A little bit.
Also like Cruz's comment of
The Motorball.
Yeah, so this is it takes us back into the world of Batman the Animated Series, and of course featuring everyone's favorite bouncy. She doesn't really have any sweet little monikers. Mistress of Crime. Does she?
I don't know. Alicia will know.
We'll have to ask her tomorrow.
Yeah.
For Thursday or whatever. Whatever day she's here next.
Thursday.
Yeah. Very cool, very excited about that. Didn't open it up to have a chance to take a look at it yet, but
It's based off an online comic, right?
I think it collects like a digital comic.
Yeah.
That has not been available in print before, so here's your nice sweet hardcover to go along with your collection.
Speaking of reprints of things that have been out of print forever, Bendis's Moon Knight with Alex Maleev. This is a really fun series. You guys know that I love Moon Knight. I really wish they would also reprint the Charlie Houston run because that kind of brought him back. But this was a really great series as well. Instead of having his regular personalities, Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, Moon Knight kind of replaces them all with Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Captain America. And man, the villains that show up in this are really cool. I don't want to spoil it because, if you haven't got to read this, it's just because it's been out of print forever. Moon Knight's biting off a little bit more than you can chew in this, and I like how they do that. And there's just parts of it are genuinely funny too. I think Bendis writes street level characters the best, and this is one he never really got to get into. So I think he gets to play around a whole lot with it. That was really great. So I was very stoked about this.
I feel like that was the story that sort of brought Moon Knight back into the forefront as well.
No, I really think it was the Charlie Houston one that was right before it. That was when, he was, addicted to pills and his leg was all messed, or the legs were all messed up, and that was where it got the whole, he was the actual avatar of Khonshu, not just like a crazy guy. It was like, got more mystical with it. But this was the series directly after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's awesome.
And The Walking Dead, Volume 29. So, yeah, we're cruising right along. We introduced this character in this particular volume, so if you need to get caught up, we have every volume in stock, all 29 of them, and we can find the ones you're missing. If you tell us what issue you read last or what volume you read last, we'll get you right back on track.
Nice. I wonder if it has the extra 10 pages from that one issue. You remember when it had the pink signature and the blue signature, and how that one had an extra, couple of pages of story in it?
That's a good question, actually.
I wonder if they would actually reprint that.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll find out. My last one, as usual, is the Sidekick Special of the Week. This is one I don't think we've ever done before. It's Wolverine the Best There Is. The hardcover, nice hardcover if you like Wolverine, if you like Charlie Houston, the guy who wrote Moon Knight, as I was just talking about, or Juan Jose Rip, who, he's done a lot of different books. It's basically Wolverine fighting everybody possible. It's an insanely bloodbath kind of book. Usually 25 bones. This is $6. Available first thing tomorrow.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so, get your Wolverine on, your Bulverine.
Your Wolverine.
As Angel would say.
I said Pulverine.
So that's all the books that we got. There's plenty more that are coming out tomorrow, but this is all we have the time for right now. Let's quickly go through what we got because we have a lot of books to put out. We have Ladies Game Night, Thursday.
Thursday night.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you've never been to one, they're welcome for all lady types.
Does it start at 6:30?
It starts at 7.
Sure.
I think people start arriving at 6:30, but
Okay.
or it can start at 6:30. I mean, depends on when they want to.
Check our Facebook page.
Yeah. We also have on Friday, we have the art show.
That's right.
Yeah, Deep Cuts 3.
3.
That one's going to be very fun. We're going to have a live band. Going to have a couple of drinks.
I've seen some art already. I've seen some Gemini holograms. I've seen some David Bowie.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
Seen some Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem band. So bands both real and imaginary.
It's going to be awesome.
Going to be featured in this art show. So come check it out.
Yeah. Then we have Saturday, our South by Southwest block party with Yehudi Mercado.
Yeah.
That's going to be from 12 to 4. That's going to be for his book Sci-Fu, which sounds as crazy as it does awesome. It's about a DJ in Brooklyn who gets him and his family and a girl he has a crush on and his best friend all get kidnapped by aliens and they have to learn scientific kung fu.
I just saw today that there will be an exclusive enamel pin available.
I know, that's
for
really
that
cool as well.
signing.
And mixtapes.
Oh, is he doing mixtapes?
Yeah, he's doing mixtapes.
Sweet.
This is going to be very awesome. We got some other surprises that are going to be coming up with that as well. I'm not going to give them away. You should just come down. It's a total free event. No badge needed because South by Southwest, some places require badges. We don't do that.
Not us.
Not us. We're all, doesn't matter the size of your wallet.
Because then we wouldn't sell any comics.
Yeah.
We don't want anyone to come in.
So that's what I got. What you got?
We're about to go play some D&D over at Outlaw Moon and on the Outlaw Moon Facebook page. We're going to come across a whole house of hill giants, which smell really bad.
Like the hills.
Nope, like poo. They reek. So they're going from the clouds and the fresh-smelling cloud giants to stinky hill giants.
Sweet.
And of course, we'll be teaching magic on Friday evening and playing magic after that.
Nice. Anything else you got going on?
Game nights on Saturdays. We got choose your own game night. We always have full tables, lots of fun, trying out new games, playing old favorites. Always a good time. That goes usually from 7:30 to 10:30-ish.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I might have a show during South by, I'm not sure. So stay tuned.
Details to come.
Well, it's in flux right now. I did finish an album, which I'm really happy about.
Congrats.
Yeah. So I guess that'll do it for us. You can follow me at SuperTightDenton1. You can follow you at
Comic Book Brando.
You can follow both of us at Austin Books, and we will catch you tomorrow.
New comic book
Come
day.
pick up these books because they're really good, yo.